Hey, what's going on, guys? Back with another video here. I'm gonna be talking about different things. Anyway, today I want to talk about how I don't believe in pills. You know, when it comes to pills for mental health. You know, I believe people should get help if they need it. But I don't think pills do anything. Because you know someone was saying, I'm trying to remember. I was talking. I was at this place where I used to go to get therapy, and I was just basically telling them how why the hell doesn't this mental health doctor care about like the the bullshit that I be telling them, and they were basically just saying, oh well, his job isn't to care. His job is to just put you on medication, he put you on pills if you need it, and stuff like that. I'm like, to myself, like, if you need it, you know, and I kind of find that kind of like, dumb, because I think about like, I'm trying to remember. I think about a lot of people in the world that I feel like I feel like they don't have any mental illnesses. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous to say, but I honestly feel like they don't have any mental illnesses. I feel like taught they're told, or they're led to believe that they have some sort of, that what they're feel like it what that they're no that a normal reaction of life is a disease or a mental illness. You know, um, that because I've gone on Reddit, but I haven't met anyone like this. I've gone on Reddit, and I look at the stuff that are people that are like suicidal, or they're on the suicide watch community, and a lot of them, they're not messed up for no reason. They're not messed up for no reason. They don't want to take their lives for no reason. A lot of them, they're in dark places. They're not messed up for no reason. They got their own stuff, and I don't like how a lot of people too, they have no sympathy for people like that. People that are down and out, people that are in are in are in tough positions in life. They don't care. They and that's what I'm trying to say too. I feel like people in general, they're not receiving the help they need when it comes to like their mental health problem. Because I remember too, when I went to when I told the lady at therapy that I didn't want to receive therapy anymore. She said some bullshit like, "Oh, we don't care what be going in your life. Our job is to just talk to you," or some bullshit like that. She stood up, told me that. Not necessarily that, but yeah. And I was like, "What?" And um, that's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of these people, they don't need no therapist. They don't need um sorry if my point in this video is kind of weird, but I feel like a lot of people that are in bad position, they don't need no therapist. They don't need no fucking dumbass mental health doctor that's trying to put them on pills. They need someone that's genuinely there for them, you know, that that genuinely giving them good advice and helping them improve their life, so they could stop feeling the way they're feeling. I feel like that's what they genuinely need. They don't need no mental health doctor. Oh, how do you want to kill yourself? Do you any thoughts to kill yourself? Any thoughts to cause self harm to yourself? They need someone to help them out, like to and and I heard something about like counselors. I don't. I'm trying to figure it out how to say it. I'm kind of an introvert, and I kind of don't believe in. I mean, no, not that I don't believe in people, but I'm kind of introvert, and But yeah, as I was saying, they need someone to help them out. But I feel like a lot of them too, if they're an introvert like me, or they don't like talking to people, or they just like being by themselves, or a lot of them, they need to realize that the only person that can save them for whenever they're going through is themselves. You know, I feel like a lot of them, like I said, need to realize that because a lot of people they have no consideration or no sympathy for people that are down and out, people that are in bad position, people that want to cause a self harm. They just look at you like they're crazy. They just look at you like, oh, look at that guy. He wants to take his life. I remember too one time I was talking to people in a group chat. I'm not in this group chat anymore. And I was basically saying how I wish I had more people talking to me or had more attention. I don't care enough anymore. And they're basically saying some bullshit like, oh, if you want people to look at you and want to have attention, why don't you kill yourself? They said something. They said that to me. Of course, I didn't really care, but that's the type of stuff people be saying because people they don't care. They have no consideration for you. They only care about themselves. If you're going through something, especially something that's like dark and deep, they don't want to hear about it. They want to hear about how the world is sunshine and rainbows. They want to hear about when they're, I don't know, party. My bad if I got the video cut off at a certain point. But yeah, they don't want to hear about that. They want to hear about uh, sorry. They want to hear about politics. They want to hear about party. They want to hear about drinking. They want to hear about smoking. They want to hear about that instead. They don't want to hear about you. I'm sad. Like I want to take my life. Because life is hard, or I'm struggling financially. And I feel a lot of people too. I'm not even gonna lie. I've kind of felt this way myself at a certain point, where like, what's the word? The struggle just gets to you, man. Because at some point you always think to yourself, man, like what's the point of all this struggle? The struggle of living our everyday life. Well, what's the point? Because sometimes it's just too much. Sometimes you just think to yourself like, man, why don't I just end it all? Um, and I won't have to struggle anymore. But you have to realize, um, that it's too late to kill yourself. And I don't condone suicide. You know, I don't believe in it either. But people have to realize as well. If they were thinking about self harming, that it's essentially just too late to take your life because you were already born. You know, um, you can do stuff to, I hope, make your situation better, but you're already here. You're already suffering. You're already struggling. And you would kill yourself too late. It'd be too late for that. Um, yeah. But trying to figure out what else I was gonna say. Yeah, people, if you're going through it, bro, like just hang in there and do the best you can because I had this phase as myself where I was like really like, I wouldn't say depressed because I don't believe in people being depressed either. I think people just have like a phase or a few days or a week or two or a month where they're not sad, but they're complicate com I don't know the word. I don't know how to say the word. I remember too a couple of times where I would feel really bad or complicate my existence because I kept getting annoyed how like for everything in life you need either money, a car, or food. Well, not the food part, but yeah, money or a car, right? To just do anything. Like I got really frustrated.
here how to improve it. Drop by as soon as you can.
As I was saying, yeah, the fuck was I saying? As I was saying, I got really frustrated because literally, to do anything in life or to go anywhere, you need to walk, take a car, or take a bus. And even to this day, that shit still frustrates me. That shit still fucking annoys the shit out of me, you know? Um, Cause it's like, bro, I'm really depending on this piece of fucking, this piece of this vehicle to go to the store, you know, to go to work, you know, um, like a and shit like that, and that shit um kind of frustrated me because I don't even have my license myself, but that's the type of stuff that I think about how, you know, a car is that important, or having to take the bus, or um and go to the store and buy food, stuff like that, and it would make me mad because I'm like, bro, here I go again getting in this fucking car. Here I go again going to the fucking grocery store. Oh, but I was gonna say too, which I'm glad about. I don't go to the grocery store anymore. I mean, I still go, but I go more. I do my shopping online. Ever since I found out I can order food online, I order it online. So there's that too. Um, the only thing that I have to do, unfortunately, is take an Uber to work. You know, but it kind of sucks getting in. Having to do that shit every fucking day to go to work. Um, I have no choice but to just hang in there until I get my license, and um, buy my own vehicle and not have to take fucking Ubers anymore. Well, yeah, guys. Thanks for listening to me talk. I kind of went all over the place in this video, so apologies for that. I just wanted to just express myself and whatnot. So yeah.